versus movie. A ZBP. And there was great. And what's the map? Looks like, ooh, it's gonna be chain reaction. Could be quite interesting. Now, Air Force Ace. Actually, you know, let me talk about CJ first. CJ Entus has been doing terribly recently. I think they're on like a three loss streak. I'm pretty sure they lost to. Oh, let me double check here. They lost to 3 teams. I think they got. Did they get 3-0'd by STX? Am I remembering that correctly? I'm pretty sure they did. As unbelievable as it sounds. God, why can't I? Come on. Yeah, looks like nothing's happening in the VOD, so that's fine. Are they gonna get started now? Yeah, they always do like that wide shot before they get started. Okay, yeah, so they got 3-0'd by STX most recently, and then before that, I think they lost to Stars. Yeah, they lost to Stars 1-3, and they lost to KT. Okay, that's not so bad. Losing to KT is not so bad, but they got 3-0'd by STX, which is not good, which is like actually friggin' terrible. So. Yeah, they're not doing so well. In fact, if they lose like another couple of matches, they might actually drop out of a playoff position, which would be hilarious, given their lineup. Air Force Ace, on the other hand, I mean, you know, historically they've never done really well, and what am I trying to say? All things considered, they're not doing so bad this season. They're pretty close with like Stars and STX. Actually, has STX jumped up into a playoff position yet? I try to avoid looking at the rankings regularly, just because I don't want to spoil myself. But as of last week, like STX, Air Force Ace, and Stars were all like neck and neck in spots 5, 6, and 7. So quite exciting, quite good. Anyway, we're doing the usual signs and things. Yeah, that guy's gangsta! Gangsta kid in the crowd. Anyway. I think it would be quite amusing if CJ lost today. Although, unlikely, but, you know, getting 3-0'd by STX was also unlikely. Looks like Great is going for a 9-pole here. It is a 2-player map, so he'll be able to run right over to the Protoss base. And I need to like learn enough Korean just to read these cheerfuls. You know how like they have like really quick language courses for tourists or like businessmen that are like really targeted. So like if you're a tourist, you have like a specific did he just 12 next? Oh my god, a blind 12 next from Movie against a 9-pool from Great. This could actually be a very fast game. Oh wow. Oh, but he didn't save Larva. Ooh, very interesting. Looks like Great, for whatever reason, did not save Larva from a 9-pool. That is very strange. I am quite confused about why you would go for a 9-pool and not save Larva for Zerglings. Is this like a defensive 9-pool? That doesn't make any sense. Well, in that case, I think Movie's gonna be fine. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, targeted Korean. So they have like specific Korean for tourists, right? It's like, you know, how to call a taxi or like, I don't know, what do they teach tourists? What, you know, the point is they have like language things for tourists, right? And then they have like language things for businessmen. You know, like how to introduce yourself formally and whatnot. So we need like a special language course for English commentators of Korean stuff in order to read cheerfuls, because I'm sure this is like a very big demographic. It'll be good. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people who need to read Korean cheerfuls for whatever reason. Anyway, looks like just 4 Lings coming here, and they are gonna go for the run by. Nice little pro block by Movie, but it's not quite enough. Looks like 3 Lings will make it through. I think they got one or 2 probe kills already. And ooh, looks like another Ling just died in the main base. Meanwhile, Great just getting 3 hatcheries as normal. I'm still a little bit confused about Great's build here. That was a 9-pool that he just didn't make Lings from. I mean, my other thought was if he got like a really fast gas and did some kind of 2-hatch layer play, that might also make sense to get the faster pool, to get like a really fast layer. But this is a bit peculiar. However, with good micro, with good control here, he can do a lot of damage with these 2 lings in the base. It's going to be super annoying at least for Movie, and it's going to give him perfect scouting of the Protoss. And look at this, he has to keep switching probes off the gas. So that's the most annoying thing. And even if you drill, it's like because the probes are on the right side of the gas, even if you drill it, the lings can just run away quite easily, and then you just like waste mining time. But it looks like one Zealot is out now, so lings will have to be a little bit more careful. And we are gonna have a Hydra bust from Great, busting out the cheese in game number 1, perhaps taking a page out of Coach Ju-hoon's book here. Anyway, oh, is he gonna try and get another one? Nope, being very conservative with the lings. I think that's fine. And I'm really interested to see what's at the front here. Are we still on 1 cannon for Movie? Is that what's going on? We're just looking at these lings. They haven't killed any extra probes yet. Ooh, he's got to block that one. He does have 2 lings. Ooh, gets a lot of shots on that actually. The probe kind of bugged out a little bit and just kind of hugged that Zergling while it was getting mauled. And there's no speed on those lings, so that probe might actually get into the base unless Great made another pair of lings to block his ramp, which could be quite disastrous. Oh man, if it sees that Hydra, yeah, it's gonna see the Hydra. So now Movie knows exactly what's going on. There's some pretty early Hydras. He's gonna start making some emergency cannons at the front. There we go. And he's actually gone for a Robo here. So he was planning to go for Sayle Reaver, and that Robo is actually going to help tremendously against the Hydras if the Reaver gets out in time. Of course, he's going to skip the shuttle. He's just going to go straight support bay. But, you know, support bay plus Reaver does take quite a while to get out, so I don't really think that'll be in time for the Hydra bust. It'll be a little bit too slow. However, if if Movie can buy enough time with these cannons for the Reaver to get out, he will be perfectly safe against this Hydra bust. Looks like he's only made 2 extra cannons. He seems to be a lot less scared than he actually should be. You know, sometimes players overreact and they make too many cannons, which is not good, because the Zerg can actually sometimes just drone up behind it, but you kind of just, you know, want to not die. I mean, Jangbi... wait, spoiler alert. Jangbi got Hydra busted by Calm yesterday. Was it yesterday? Man, my sense of time is so messed up. Anyway, that's not gonna work. Yeah, looks like speed just finishes now for those Hydras. And he's going for a lair. Looks like there's actually a Corsair in the base. So I don't think this is gonna work. But he can at least pick off this Forge, maybe even the Pylon at the front. And he's keeping the probes off the line there. As you can see, they are just chilling at the cannons. Anyway, so this is this hasn't quite worked, but you know, it's done a little bit of damage. It's forced the probe. These probes are still staying off the line. Looks like 5 probes, still just staying there to block. Now going back to mine. But the support bay is done now, and as I said before, once that Reaver pops out, Movie will not really be concerned in the slightest. The question is actually, when Great actually... Or how many drones Great has gotten up since then? Because presumably, you know, once he realized that the Hydra Bust wasn't really working, he just started droning up like crazy. It looks like his drone count is actually not too bad. It's funny because it doesn't seem like he was all that committed anyway. This is like a really lackluster Hydra Bust compared, you know, to a Hydra Busting master like Shine. This was not the most amazing Hydra Bust I've ever seen. In fact, it was quite bad, to be honest. Revealing that Hydra super early and then just kind of going wishy-washy there at the end, not really committing. Anyway, we do have the 5 patches up now, and Great is actually already mining out that top mineral patch thing. So perhaps thinking about taking a very quick 4th here, which is kind of what you want to do against someone who's going for Sayle Reaver. The standard response by Zerg is actually just to take a ton of expansions and make a billion Hydras and just overwhelm your opponent with macro, because a player who's going Sayle Reaver generally, you know, is not going to have a big ground army to do anything about that. He's just going to run around and be fancy with his Reavers. So if you can just minimize damage and expand really quickly, you're in good shape. Would also quite like to see some burrow tactics here. That would be quite fun. Those are always very exciting. And we do in fact have +1 on the way for the Corsairs. That looks like about a 10 supply lead now for Movie. Nothing too severe. And, ooh, speed is actually already finished for the shuttle. That's quite quick. Is there a Reaver there? Oh, slow reaction from Great, but it looks like it's fast enough to save his drones. The Hydras are moving in here. There's actually a pair of Scourge there already. He's going to have to abandon the shuttle. Oh, he loses the shuttle. Does not get many drones. It looks like he gets all the Hydras. He gets one drone. And it's quite unfortunate for him to lose that shuttle, actually, because he did have speed. So, I mean, a speed shuttle can escape from Scourge. It's just that there is a bit of acceleration time on a shuttle, so since he actually stopped to unload there, he actually was not able to escape. But it looks like he's just going to kill everything anyway. Great just doesn't have enough stuff to stop this. These two Zealots and Reaver just going nuts in the Zerg main. Great's just rallying Hydras here. I think he might want to just save up a few more. No, looks like the Reaver will go down now, and he will be able to micro these speed Hydras against the slow Zealots. But that was a lot more damage than I think it should have, given the circumstances there. Anyway, the drone's coming back, although I guess critically, it didn't really do any economic damage. And Great, as I said, has gone for the fast fourth base at the top left. So I still think Great is okay. Let's see how much this second shuttle and Reaver can do. And yep, there's the fourth base. Nothing mining there just yet. Looks like it just finished. And here come the stairs and Reavers. Where are the Hydras? Looks like, ooh, DT sneaking around the side as well. Be curious to see where that goes. If Great gets too absorbed in defending this attack. Oh, it's actually a DT drop this time. Very interesting. That's actually quite a good tactic. We have seen that, or rather, that is, I guess, kind of common nowadays to follow up that initial Reaver with DTs as well. Obviously, say DTs, pretty good strategy as well. Oh, gotta be careful with the shuttle. Looks like DT guy went to the 12th, but did get denied. And I don't think Movie is actually aware of this fourth base yet, though. I wonder if he perhaps just assumes that it's there. I'm not really sure, though. It's kind of like a slightly weird situation, given like the Hydra bust in the beginning, or like the failed Hydra bust. So I'm not sure if Movie can just tell that it's probably there. I don't think he scouted it yet. I mean, if his DT went there, actually would have done some more damage. Anyway, a bit of a scattered gateway placement here from Movie. Not the most compact, most organized gateway placement, but that's okay. Yeah, it looks like Corsair's just chilling for a bit. Looks like we have some lurkers on the way. Gotta make sure not to morph too many of those guys into lurkers. Gotta keep some Hydras for the anti-Corsair defense. And, you know, Lurker's not particularly scary against someone who's got Reavers. Obviously, you already have the Obs or you already have the Robo for Obs. Reavers are pretty damn good against both Hydras and Lurkers. Actually, Reavers are just good against everything that's on the ground for Zerg. And, wait, is that going to be a drop? Oh, we might have a big drop here. That's slightly risky, but he does see that the Corsairs are over his own natural, so it looks like it might work. No, never mind, he's actually just gonna hold this wide ramp here. Oh my god, those are stop lurkers! He's using stop lurkers in PvZ. Very cool move there. Gets 2 High Templar for free and a lot of damage on the Zealots. Very nice move by Great there. Wow, that is very fancy. That is a move usually reserved for ZVT. Have seen it occasionally in ZVP, but oh no, unfortunately for Great though, he lets the DT into his natural. He has no Overlord there. The Corsairs were just there. They killed all the Overlords, and Great is not paying attention, but it looks like nice reaction time, losing only 3 drones before pulling those. Very, very quick reaction. He might lose a few more there, a few of those gas drones. Now, looks like an Overlord does come in here, so he will be able to clean this up. Looks like 6 kills on that on the Dark Templar rather. So 6 drone kills for the DT, still definitely worth it for Movie, but that could have been a lot more devastating to Great than it actually was. So well defended, and the supplies are actually closing up. 99 supply now for Movie against 92 for Great. The Protoss should be a little bit more ahead in supply, although actually if you're going for Sayle Reaver, it's not quite the case. I'm afraid I haven't seen a tremendous amount of games of Sayle Reaver, and oh, looks like the Storm Drop doesn't quite get it. Gets the tail end of the drones. I gotta say, Movie's reaction time has actually been not bad this game. It was looked a little bit shaky there in the beginning against the Reaver, but he's holding up quite nicely now. +1 Zealot's going to get taken down. And, ooh, looks like we are going to have this hatchery in the middle of the map. Now, this is basically, he's going to start making Sunkens and Spores using the creep from that, and build a Sunken Spore Lurker defense there at the top ramp, or the top bridge there, rather. Now, we actually saw this once before. I think it might have been Zero tried to do this against some Protoss, but unfortunately for Zero, he actually got killed before we could actually see the defense go up. So it was an interesting idea at the time, but we didn't actually see it come into fruition. So hopefully we actually get to see this, fully played out by Great. Interesting side note, by the way, Great was actually the one who proxy hatchery into like sunken contained Bisu on Neo Medusa. Oh man, that was such an amazing game. It made me a Great fan. You guys should all go check that out. I don't actually remember what league that was from, but it was really, really cool. Anyway, it looks like, ooh, we're going to have a Zergling counterattack here, but there's a lot of cannons at the front. Yeah, I mean, there's already cannons there because they were built to defend the Hydro Blast, and these two Reavers actually are going to do so much. Oh man, this kind of Sunken Lurker Spore defense is not going to work when there's Reavers on the field. Looks like some Lings coming in. Oh man, I thought he was going to try and flank attack and like snipe the Reaver, but instead he'd actually just right-clicked them back to retreat and didn't pay attention to the pathing, losing a free control group of Zerglings there. This is a really scary Protoss army. This is actually reminiscent of like around the time when Snow played his epic best of 5 against Jaedong. Several Protosses were actually mixing in Reavers into their mid-game composition. I know Stork played a couple of very interesting games with this style. And it's just a very scary composition because the Reavers, are really good against all Zerg ground, and you just need the units to back them up. And it's a sick composition. And he's actually just going to elevator into the main base here. Wow, Great Meemaw has gone for a counterattack at the bottom left. Expansion attempt for Movie. The Scourge are coming in. That looks like only 8 zealots. No, the shuttle is going to get back there. The Scourge were not paying attention. How much damage can these zealots do? Where's Great's army? Looks like he's going to bring back some lurkers. Might lose a couple of tech structures here in the meantime, but I think he'll be okay. Yeah, it looks like Movie now going to divert his attention back towards the natural. Very interesting idea for Movie. Unfortunately, though, didn't really pay off there. I don't think, and it looks like 2 zealots is randomly moving back. I think that's because they're still hotkeyed with his main army, so they just like ran back when he right-clicked them. Anyway, oh man, he's got an opportunity to snipe the shuttle. Oh, missed opportunity for Great. He had a control group of units there. I'm almost positive he could have sniped at least one of those Reavers. And unfortunately now though, he might just die outright. This is just so many Protoss units, and Great has not been very cost efficient with his own units. Yeah, this is not looking good. The shuttle goes down, but there is just so much left. Oh my god, everything just running in and dying. There's actually a lot of lurkers coming in, but there's a lot of Dragoons and a couple of Reavers. Plenty of Storms left as well. Oh man, devastating Reaver shot. The lurkers just getting demolished here. Oh, Great is just falling apart now. He was doing a very nice defense in the early game, but unfortunately just couldn't crack this Protoss army, this Protoss death ball. And I'm afraid that's going to be it. I really would like to see the kill counts on those Reavers. Looks like 13 kills on one, 5 kills on the other. Not the most amazing, but have definitely been pulling their weight so far. Anyway, Great now down to 60 supply against 130. He's basically dead at this point, which is really quite sad. Once again, this sunken, this like middle of the map hatchery to make Sunkens for defense hasn't really paid off here. It's only, I think it's only the second. It's only the second time that I can recall seeing it. Perhaps there's been a couple of other games. Maybe the chat can remind me. But yeah, it's an interesting idea, but we've yet to see a good execution, I suppose. Anyway, Great's just like randomly throwing units out now. He's down 100 supply. It's over. So yeah, I guess we'll have to see who Air Force A sends out next. Oh, some more Reaver harass here at the 3rd to seal the deal. Classic GG timing from an Air Force Ace player. He's down to 20 supply. He's going to fight to the last drone. The last larva. Those drones are just idle now after their comrades got exploded by scarabs. And GG from Great. Movie takes set number 1 and puts CJ in the lead 1-0 against Air Force Ace. Great looking a little bit confused there. He did a good job defending the harassment. He just didn't really engage the army properly, I think. It was good control from Movie, though. It was definitely good control from Movie. So, yeah, let us go on to number 2. Man, did you guys see Harangi? He looked so happy there. He had like a big banana grin on his face. He didn't even play a game yet. Oh, Harangi. So, let us move on to set 2.